In today's video, we find out what happens when Boss Herald meets Darth Vader and his Stormtrooper army. In the past, we did Darth Vader versus the Herald, and we did Stormtroopers versus the Herald, but now we are combining them together to see what happens. For some reason, 98% of you guys that watch the videos over here aren't subscribed, so tap that subscribe button. I can see you if you're not subscribed. Let's try and get 500,000, tap it. Also, if you know the name of this skin on screen right now, comment it down below. I'll be hearting every single one of you that get it right. So the plan for today's video is to simply take Darth Vader over to the Boss Herald first, and then grab 2 of the Stormtroopers and take them over to Herald to make it a fairly equal fight. It was quite easy to do this. We had our map planned out, so we were going to grab these 2 Stormtroopers up here, take them over to Herald, and we're set to go. Okay, so jumping in, the first thing I had to do was get inside of the battle bus and locate myself a good spot to land so we can get the right amount of loot. So I had to make sure I had the perfect drop here because the timing was crucial. We're doing this in customs because sadly Darth Vader doesn't spawn in battle labs, so we've only really got like a 3 to 4 minute window to pull this off before the storm closes in, which is super difficult, guys. We spent about 2 days trying to film this video, so it's been taking a long time to get this perfect. We've had many attempts at it and many of them failed, but this one, I think we got it. So we're landing in over at the Herald, and this is where the location of the Herald obviously spawns, the Herald Sanctuary. We've split up our team. I'm going to the Sanctuary. My team are going to grab Darth Vader, and the other 2 are going to grab Stormtroopers. I'm going to land in here, farm up as much loot as I can, build the contraption, build the base. Why I'm doing this, my team will be bringing over Storm and Darth Vader, which will be set to go. So simply, I loot up the area, go for wood, go for stone, a little bit of metal, and this is going to allow us to hold in Darth Vader. By the time I've done this, my team had already rotated over with one of their cars with the Stormtroopers on, and I simply just got to build this ramp here so then they can drop the Stormtroopers in from the top. If you watched the previous video, you'll know that we dropped the Stormtroopers in from the top just because it's a lot easier. You know, dropping them in from up here just allows us to control the fight. So once Darth does arrive, obviously the Stormtroopers can be dropped in from up here. Now here you can see this little replay clip. We have our first set of Stormtroopers arriving. Here comes the Storm. He's going to come up this ramp which we constructed, and obviously once he's up here, he's able to get up to the top and come over to this section and be put in the position he needs to be. Now once that Stormtrooper was in position, we then went down to this lower section and started to build the base. Now the base was crucial. We didn't want Darth to jump out. We didn't want the Stormtroopers to escape. So this back section is mainly which side the Stormtroopers are going to try and escape from, because they're not going to go to the front. They're not that clever. They're AI. They're going to go the quickest route they can back to their base. So we just covered the back section. We didn't need to cover the front, and this was the finished product. You can see on screen right now, we've got a little overview of the base, and I'll give you guys exactly what we did in this short space of time. So we had the ramp. Obviously, that's where the storms were delivered. We had the entire Herald Sanctuary, which we didn't really need to clear too much because Darth was going to come through across the bridge on this left, which I'll go over in a second. Here's the front, which we haven't covered up all fully because we don't really need to, and obviously the Herald's going to be here in the center. She's a little bit confused and trying to aggro onto us, but obviously the storms are in position above. Our 2 Stormtroopers are ready to drop in. Herald's going to be down there, and then Darth's going to come across this bridge, and at the exact time Darth arrives, this is going to allow us to actually drop the storms in at the same time, the exact time, to allow them to meet all together. So here we go. Switching into the replay, you can see that we've got Darth jumping straight up over here. Darth's on his way in. We've got Darth moving across the bridge slowly. The storms are still in position, ready to drop. Darth is moving and approaching across the bridge. He jumped up just like that. Darth a little bit laggy there. He's a very botty character, so he doesn't always understand what's going on 100%, but we try our best to move in it. Now, just before we jump onto anything else, I'd just like to say, if you haven't yet played the Toy Grab map, I built this awesome Capture the Flag map, which I think you guys will like. Give it a try. You can see it on screen, a little overview of the map. I spent a long time building this at the start of the season, and to be honest, the map didn't perform as well as I expected, so if you haven't yet give it a go, do give it a go with the code on screen. I think generally a lot of you guys will like this. It's really fun. If you like Toy War or Toy Box, then this one is quite fun for a bit. Give it a go. Try and capture some flags. Try out every single item in here. Obviously, we've got every single weapon just like we do on Toy War and Toy Box. And obviously, the objective in here is to capture flags. You'll be able to see the score in game. You'll be able to get XP from capturing the flags and XP from playing. The code's on screen. Jump in. Okay, jumping back. We got the Stormtroopers straight in. As the Stormtroopers begin to land into the box, we can see Herald does aggro onto them straight off the bat. As that's going on, Darth does pull the Herald towards him. He then tries and hits the Herald, gets lovely 20 damage on her, but misses. This is it, guys. The Stormtroopers are in. Darth is in. Everything is set to go. Darth is actually hitting the Herald here the best he can. He's doing a weird 360 360 thing, force pulling that, but I don't know what he's doing, but he's having a good time, obviously, hitting the Herald. He didn't actually do any damage there, but gets a lovely 20 and 15 on as she gets out of the ball. We've still got the Stormtroopers in here. Darth swinging on the Herald as Darth does get in there a little bit more, dealing a bunch of damage to the Herald. Force throws that and gets a 110 on the Herald nicely. Storm's still not fully aggroed there. Darth trying to block a few bullets, trying to force pull. He's getting the best he can. He gets a little bit of damage there on the Herald. The Herald's still beaming onto Darth. He forces Darth back a little bit. There you can see we've got the Stormtroopers moving in again. They're now approaching us by Darth's a little bit further back. They are beaming on to the Herald in her little beam, I guess in a ball. Not doing too much damage. The beam ain't working really. Darth tries and jumps into the ball. Still not doing much damage there for Darth. Force pushes that into it, dealing no damage at all to it. Darth swinging in with his pickups. We've got the Stormtroopers on the left beaming in. Darth trying to hit Herald. Gets another little 20 there on the Herald. Herald teleports out, goes in for the Stormtroopers. You see she's actually targeting on this Stormtrooper here now, trying to take down this Stormtrooper, going for her best damage she can on the Storm. Herald then forms into her ball, coming out of her ball. A little bit later, she takes down one of the Storm. You can obviously see the other Storm is still standing. While that was going on, Darth does move in behind the Herald while she's fighting the other Storm, getting a lovely hit on the Herald, missing a few shots there. Darth doing a good amount of damage with his little lightsaber, but again, going into the ball, actually countering Darth there, while he tries and takes on the wolves, gets a lovely hit on both of the wolves. There's another little 20 on the Herald there and takes on the Herald, that's dealing a little bit extra damage. You can see obviously Darth teleports straight to her ball again, dealing a lot of damage to Herald. Darth's doing a really good job here, throwing in his lightsaber there. You can see she goes invisible because of the replay glitch, but that's okay. She's moving, approaching towards the Herald. Darth throws in with a force throw and hits the... Oh, looks like he doesn't hit. He misses the Herald. A little bit of a shame there for Darth and misses his lightsaber throw, but that's okay. Herald's still inside of her ball in this situation. Darth approaching. The other Stormtrooper has briefly escaped the arena, so we're going to have to get him back in while this is taking place. You can see we are helping Darth out here, just destroying the wolves because he's not actually targeting them. He picks that up there, throws it towards the Herald, but misses again because the Herald does teleport and dodge that. The other Stormtrooper eventually gets back in the arena by fishing rodding him in. While that's going on, Darth's recovering, and this Herald is now fighting this other Stormtrooper on the other side. Will the Herald be able to take on the Storm? She teleports close into the Storm, does as much damage as she can to the Storm, trying to do the best damage she can. Here you can see Herald's trying her best to beam it and takes on that Storm. Now it's just Herald versus Darth remaining. You see Darth does force pull Herald a little bit closer to her. Darth actually taking no damage here. He's doing that glitch where he takes no damage, but he has got his shield completely cracked here. Darth swinging in, just not doing enough damage to damage Herald. Herald still has her shield up, throwing the lightsaber into the ball, again dealing no damage. The wolves are pecking away at Darth right there. Darth needs to focus these wolves. He gets one there for a 500 hit with his lightsaber, misses the next, still swinging at the ball, not hitting the wolves. Again, this is not looking good for Darth. We help him out, we destroy that wolf, otherwise we're going to be waiting here too long and the Storm's going to close in, so we've got to kill the wolf. You can see Darth does get a little bit of damage there as Herald breaks from the ball. Little 20 on Herald, teleports into Herald, misses again. Herald getting a lovely 23. Darth only getting 15 damage with that lightsaber hit, and Herald takes the victory against the Darth and his Stormtrooper army. Wow, I did not expect that. What an incredible fight that was. I really enjoyed that. Like I said though, if you get a free moment, try out the toy grab map with the code on screen, or check out one of the other Boss Meet videos on screen right now and see what you guys think. Let me know in the comments what you think of the map, and feel free to click another video. I'll see you guys soon.